The hands we didn't know handshake sparkles. It was a crowded evening at the bus station, where hurried footsteps and tired faces blended into one another. Everyone seemed busy with their own worries, missed calls, long days, and silent hopes of getting home soon. A young woman named Ariba stood near the ticket counter, her eyes scanning the ground in panic. Her wallet was gone. No money. No phone. Just the heavy feeling of being alone among hundreds of people. Most people walked past her without noticing. Some noticed, but looked away. Then an elderly man stopped. "Are you all right, Beta?" he asked gently. With a shaky voice, Ariba explained her situation. The man listened patiently, nodding, not interrupting. He reached into his pocket and handed her enough money for the bus fare. "But, I'll never be able to return this," she said, tears forming. He smiled. "You don't have to return it to me. Just return it to the world." A few steps away, a teenage boy overheard the conversation. He walked over and offered to let Ariba use his phone to call her family. A woman standing nearby gave her a bottle of water and a comforting smile. Within minutes, strangers became a small circle of care. When Ariba finally boarded her bus, her heart felt lighter than it had all day. She looked back and saw the strangers fade into the crowd, people whose names she would never know, but whose kindness she would never forget. Weeks later, on a rainy afternoon, Ariba noticed a confused traveler struggling with heavy bags. Without hesitation, she stepped forward to help. Because kindness, once received, rarely ends, it simply moves forward, from one stranger to another. Cloud with rain right arrow rainbow days passed, but the memory of that evening stayed with Ariba. The bus ride home had been quiet, yet her mind was loud with thoughts, not of fear anymore, but of warmth. She kept seeing the old man's gentle smile, the boy's silent help, the woman's reassuring presence. None of them had asked her name. None had expected anything in return. That realization changed something inside her. Life returned to its usual rhythm. Work, responsibilities, and routines filled her days again, but Ariba moved through them differently now. She noticed things she had once ignored: tired faces on public transport, confused visitors at offices, lonely elders sitting quietly on park benches. One morning, while walking to work, she saw a foreign traveler standing by the roadside, clearly lost. His map was folded and unfolded again and again, frustration visible on his face. Normally, she might have walked past, assuming someone else would help. But she remembered the words, "Return it to the world." She stopped. With broken sentences and kind gestures, she helped him find the right bus route. She even walked with him to the stop, making sure he felt safe. The gratitude in his eyes reminded her of her own that night. Later that week, at a small cafe, Ariba noticed a woman counting coins at the counter, embarrassed as they fell short. Before the cashier could respond, Ariba quietly paid the difference. The woman turned around, shocked. "Why would you do that for me?" she asked. Ariba smiled softly. "Because someone once did it for me." The woman left with tears in her eyes, and a smile that lingered long after. Ariba began to understand something powerful. Helping strangers wasn't about money, time, or grand gestures. It was about seeing people. Truly seeing them. About choosing kindness even when no one is watching. And slowly, almost invisibly, her small acts began creating ripples. Ripples she couldn't always see, but deeply believed in. Wave-dizzy months passed, and kindness quietly became a part of Ariba's daily life, so natural that she hardly noticed it anymore. It showed up in small ways: holding doors open, offering seats, listening without rushing. None of it felt heroic. It felt human. One evening, after a long and exhausting day, Ariba found herself once again at a bus station. The place looked different now, not because it had changed, but because she had. She noticed the same hurried steps, the same tired faces, the same unspoken worries. As she waited, she saw a young boy sitting alone on a bench, clutching a school bag far too big for his small frame. His eyes were filled with fear, scanning the crowd again and again. Something about him felt familiar. She approached gently. Are you waiting for someone? She asked. The boy shook his head. His voice trembled as he explained that he had taken the wrong bus and didn't know how to get home. His phone had no balance, and he was too scared to ask for help. Without hesitation, Oriba sat beside him. She made a call to his parents, bought him a snack, and stayed with him until his uncle arrived. The relief on the boy's face was unmistakable, like a weight lifted off a heart too young to carry it. As the boy left, Oriba felt a strange sense of déjà vu. She turned, and there he was. The elderly man from months ago stood nearby, watching quietly. Time had curved the moment back onto itself. Their eyes met, and recognition bloomed slowly, warmly. You kept the promise, he said with a gentle smile. Oriba felt tears rise. I didn't even realize I was doing it. He nodded. That's when kindness becomes real. Before she could respond, the man blended back into the moving crowd, just as he had the first time, leaving behind no address, no name, only meaning. As Oriba boarded her bus, she understood something profound. Kindness doesn't belong to one person. It travels silently, passing from hand to hand, heart to heart, stranger to stranger. And somewhere, every day, the circle continues, unseen, unannounced, but unbroken. Globe Yellow Heart.